How was it having Denzel and Brashad back out there?
It was great, just to throw some routes with them and get them in the huddle. It was awesome just to get those guys back out there and have them getting a little bit of a rhythm. It was good. Rich, you're muted.
Sorry about that. A little off my game. For those of us who haven't seen Denzel practice or run routes against a defender, could you just describe what he is as a wide receiver?
Yeah, he's explosive, quick in and out of his breaks. I think that's the biggest thing. And then he's a big target. I mean, whenever you those are all the things you want in a receiver. So whenever you got a big guy like that who can run, who can get in and out of his cuts, that's what you want. So that's Denzel. It's about, understanding kind of what's going on in the game plan and, locking in that way. But he was great today. We just got to continue to build off of it.
And what gives you confidence that this offense will be better than last year?
Yeah, I think just, for me personally, just having a better understanding of some things and being more confident with just generally like what's going on. I think that's the biggest thing. And then you got guys who have been in the offense before, like Crowder and Herndon, who have been helping the other guys out, Ryan Griffin, Trayvon Wesco, Le'Veon, obviously. So, it's just, being the second year for a lot of us in the system, that's been really good. And I think people are going to see, improvements definitely from last year.
Sam, when Adam was hired here last year, before last year, so much was talked about a quarterback guru, so to speak. He is. Can you talk a little bit about the things you've learned from him, what makes him so good with quarterbacks, and how you kind of meld with him in your second year now?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, he's been around some great quarterbacks, with down there in Miami, and then obviously in Denver and with Chicago. So, and even before that. So, he's been around a lot of good quarterbacks. So he's heard a bunch of things, and I feel like he's been able to take the good from everyone and just kind of, whatever he throws at me. And I feel like, I have a good idea of, okay, that kind of hits me, or, I'm very comfortable saying to Adam, hey, that doesn't really make sense to me, but if you can explain a little bit more. So just little things like that. I mean, just me and him talking about different fundamentals, different technique, and then obviously the way defenses are playing, and what type of plays he feels like will, fit into the game plan. And I think, with us continuing to have dialogue about those types of things is really good. And I feel like the open communication is kind of what leads him to be a great quarterback coach.
Sam, does a better understanding of the offenses here help you play faster on Sundays?
Yeah, for sure. I think just playing faster, just understanding almost before the ball's even snapped, who's going to be open, or just based on certain coverages and certain looks, So, yeah, I would definitely say it allows me to play faster. I'm more comfortable and allows me to play with more confidence as well.
Sam, I'm guessing you looked at the tape from week 1 of last year against Buffalo in your prep. I know you're not watching like a TV copy and kind of take it in the game, but what were your emotions when you looked back at that game and, you guys were up 16-0 and then losing that game? And you obviously found out a couple days later that you had mono. What was it like looking back at that game?
Yeah, thanks for reminding me. Yeah, it was good, just to be able to look back on that and see. I think it was good because you look back and see all the improvements that we made throughout the year. And then in this offseason, all the different things that I learned from, the mistakes that I made, from that game, not only from that game, but, the other weeks that followed that. So, I continue to improve throughout the year. And, I feel like all that experience just kind of all builds up and it leads to, better games ahead. And so I think I'm just going to take that experience and run with it.
Sam, what's your confidence level?
A lot has been made about the skill players, that you don't have enough weapons. What do you think about the guys around you, not just the receivers, Chris, the backfield, everything you have?
Yeah, I mean, we got a great group. Like I said, it's a group that wants to learn and wants to continue to get better. And if they have questions, they're going to ask me. They're going to ask the coaches. So it's a really good group, a group that's hungry to learn and a group that's hungry to win.
What did it mean to you, Sam, to be named the captain?
Oh, it means the world. When you get voted as a captain by your peers, I don't take it for granted at all. And I understand the responsibility that comes along with that. But again, that doesn't change anything, but it definitely means the world to me.
Sam, it's obviously going to be quieter at this game than probably any game you've ever played before. I know they're going to pump in sound, but still, do you have to be mindful of kind of disguising your calls or not being so loud, maybe even in the huddle? What kind of precautions do you have to take about that? And is that something you guys have talked about?
Yeah, we've kind of talked about, maybe adapting to the way things go on Sunday. Because again, no one's really sure how the game in terms of communicating and how loud it's going to be. No one really knows how that's going to go. So we just got everything prepared, and we're going to handle whatever, crowd noise or whatnot, they throw at us. So we're going to figure it out kind of on the go, but we're definitely going to be prepared for whatever.
Sam, what's your confidence level in the supporting cast that's been given to you?
Yeah, I have a ton of confidence. I mean, like I said before, they're just hungry to win, and they've showed in practice, the ability to make big plays. And so, as long as I'm good with everything, as long as I execute and do my job, I'm very confident in those guys to be able to go out and make plays and make the big plays when they're there.
Sam, this is a unique situation with no preseason games. What do you need to see in games to really know that you are so much better than you were last year, so to speak? I mean, how long may it take? Is it a quarter? Is it a half? Is it a game? What do you think it's going to take for you to really feel that, in real time, so to speak, in a real game?
Yeah, I mean, so far, I haven't been able to get hit, whereas preseason games, you kind of have that feeling of, okay, this is live. I can get sacked here and things can happen. I can escape the pocket without the whistle being blown. So now that it's the real deal, it's just, kind of another feel out process, because in the off season, you try to simulate, live reps and all that with, coaches with noodles or with different things to throw at you. You try to simulate things like that, but there's nothing like a guy who's trying to tackle you. So, it's just going to be, going out there on Sunday and I think the first quarter, the first couple series, we'll start to get back into a groove and, we'll start to, especially just speaking for myself, if I get hit a couple times, I feel like I'll start to get back into it a little bit.
You look forward to that, Sam? You look forward to getting hit? Or is that something – it's a weird question, but you're a football player and, quarterback, you never get touched until real games.
Yeah, I mean, to a certain extent, it's – you like to have that feeling, every now and then. It's like, all right, here we go. You kind of get back on your feet and you get back after it. So, I don't know. It's a weird feeling. It's hard to explain, but there definitely is. Without having preseason games, you want to, not that I look forward to getting hit by any means, but, you definitely look forward to having that feeling of, playing football again.
Sam, one of the things that I guess Buffalo has, or one of the unique things about Buffalo's defense, just looking ahead, is that they've kind of mastered playing cover 4 and quarters defense. And I was wondering, from your perspective, what are the challenges of throwing against cover 4?
It's a great question. I think, first and foremost, cover 4, there's so many different things that you can do off of it. I mean, it's the best coverage to start out in if you want to disguise or bring certain pressure. So, from that aspect, it can be tough and challenging to go against. But another perspective is, they got a bunch of the zones on the field covered. And, but I think what I said at the beginning, being able to disguise and bring different pressures and different coverages off of that, base cover 4 look, that can be the hardest part for an offense.
Have you spoken to Josh Allen about, his situation in Buffalo and how it compares to yours at all? And any thoughts about that?
No, we haven't really talked at length about it. we, for the most part, we keep, the rivalry as real as possible. We try not to get into it at all, but especially during game week, we might share some thoughts every now and then in the off season, but nothing crazy. Never giving secrets away.
Sam, this is kind of a captain's question. So has the team talked about at all how you're going to handle the national anthem from a social justice perspective and what you guys might do in that regard?
Yeah. So Christopher was actually talking about it a little bit in the team meeting. We wanted to address it. And so for us, it's just, whether guys want to kneel, whether guys want to stand, whether guys want to stand with a fist raised, everyone on this team is going to support one another no matter what they do. And, that's really the gist of it. It's we're all a team. We're all supporting one another no matter what we do.
So the crux of it would be that everyone can have their individual expression.
Yes.
within like the team support, I guess is.
Yeah, everyone. Yeah, yep. Everyone, you can take a knee, you can raise your fist, you can stand. Everyone. I mean, we love each other. I mean, it's everyone's going to support one another no matter what we choose to do.
What will you do, Sam?
I haven't thought about it too much. I've talked to some teammates about, what to do, but, haven't really come to a decision myself.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sam.
All right. Thanks, guys.